Well, hello friends, I am Jocelyn and I am here to give you tips, tricks and hacks about how to be a really old model. Tonight, it's not tonight, it's today. What's wrong with me? I'll tell you. Today, I'm staying in a travel lodge, which to those of you who are not British is the cheapest national chain of hotels. And I didn't sleep last night, and it's not the fault of the hotel room. It is the fault of a programme called SAS Who Dares Wins, which is about the Special Forces and training for the Special Forces. And I found myself hooked to it, and so at 4 a.m. when I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep, I binge-watched a whole series. I'm not proud of myself, because when I finished that, I still couldn't sleep, so I watched Dance Moms, which is my guilty pleasure. Anyway, so now that I've updated you about my hideous early morning, I'm going to talk to you about a subject dear to my heart. And that is, how do you survive being a model for a decade plus? And obviously there are many answers that people would probably give. They'd say, oh, you have to prevent sun damage, or you have to look after your physique, or you have to have a really good work ethic, all these things. And all of these things are probably true. But the longer I muse on this, the more I think that actually tolerance, or the appearance of tolerance, is the thing that gets you through a long career as a model. Let me explain this. This is not because most photographers try my patience. They really don't. Most of the people I work with I like very much, and they never make me feel like this. However, there is a significant minority who, I guess you would call them mansplainers. I hesitate to use this word because it's very sexist. It's not that women don't do this too, but it is true that most of the people I've met with this quality have been men. I'm really sorry. But then most of the people I meet are men, so I don't mean to be sexist. They can be very difficult to deal with. And I am not a particularly patient person, but I have developed the ability to have the appearance of patience. I don't think I'm going to call it mansplaining, but you know what I mean. The people who patronise you and tell you stuff you already know with the assumption that you don't know it and make you feel annoyed because they've underestimated you in their desire to show off. That. So, I have developed what I consider to be a foolproof way to deal with these people, who I will not call mansplainers, I will just call them excessive explainers. Because what they want, I think, when they do this, for example, oh yes, I know a lot about sword fighting. Actually, I used to be a saber fighter. And yes, I actually almost got into the Olympic team. And then, a lot of things happened to me in my life. I got into a very dark time. But yeah, I was very good. I was a mentor of the girl who's gone on to win the national championships. Etc. Whoa. Or more commonly, and I can't even do an impression of this because I just don't listen. Well, yes, you see, this is a mirrorless camera, which is very interesting because it's much smaller and lighter, and the classic DSLR. I actually got one of the first DSLRs, and the man in the shop, he couldn't believe it because he couldn't make it work. And I said, you just have to dial up the ISO. This. And I don't mind being explained to, but I don't like being boasted to, and I don't like it when I feel as though my intelligence or experience of the world has been underestimated. So I particularly dislike it when people explain things to me that I already know. One of the things that a few photographers over the years I've met have done is they have very kindly explained words to me that I already know the meaning of, and they have just assumed that I don't, which is very weird. Someone said to me once, oh, I have very Catholic tastes, which means that I have very all-encompassing tastes. I know what Catholic taste means, thank you. The reason I know is probably for the same reason you know. Why on earth would you assume I do not know this? Oh my God, I had a shoot with someone who did it all afternoon. Oh, Victorian. Oh, I do know what that means. Yes, I fucking know what Victorian means. I may be a girl and a model, but really, I'm good. I know about the Victorians. Thank you so much. Anyway, rather than getting steamed up, because that is not conducive to a positive shoot environment, and even if I don't like someone very much, I do want the shoot to be a positive experience for them because I appreciate the fact they're paying me. Rather than getting irritable and ranty at them, I have this technique which neutralises explainers very well. So, let's take the example. So Victorians, I don't suppose you know much about them. Do you know what that means? And I say, no. What were Victorians? Oh, well, you see, Queen Victoria, you know, who started her reign actually in the 19th century, and then she was one of the longest reigning monarchs. What's a monarch? Oh, you see, king or queen, dear, yes. So she was around for a long reign, and wonderful, and she really took us into the 20th century. What's the 20th century? And you can do this forever, and the thing that I think it does is it exhausts them. Because they wanted to feel a little quick bit of superiority for explaining something to the young, foolish model girl. And instead, they have now been trapped into this awful morass in which they have to keep explaining increasingly simple terms and concepts. And I enjoy it very much because although it does make me look extremely ignorant and stupid, I find that my pride is not that sensitive to me when there's the ability to be really passive-aggressive. Would I rather have my pride, or would I rather have that little joyful experience of pure passive aggression? I think I've just answered my own question. So there are photographers all over the world who think I am far more ignorant than I even am, simply because they have explained a bridge too far and I have gone down the route of not understanding a word they say. What is a DSLR? Oh, what's a colorama? What's digital photography? What's a tax return? That sounds hard. What's the Inland Revenue? What's the Royal Mint? Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. What are socks? So you're welcome. Please join me every first of the month when I will update my YouTube channel with hacks and tips and tricks for being a really old model and surviving in this industry which I love so much, but also occasionally find a little bit annoying. Bye for now, friends. Join me next time. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave me comments. I like them as long as they are interesting and constructive and not patronising. What's a YouTube channel? What's the internet? I don't understand bras. What's a bra? Why?